Absolutely beautiful shot of the finish here. Very rare that we get to see this kind of view.
I think this also highlights kind of the fun and exciting, race venue here at OKC. And, while we are just racing 1,000 meters for Masters, it does give you a greater appreciation of the 2K course and some of the challenges with the abutments of the bridges that some of our earlier racers this week had to navigate. And it definitely makes it, I think, a little more exciting to have these sort of, challenges on your race course.
Absolutely, it does make you pay attention a little bit, doesn't it? I know many of these programs do come from river venues. They do row on rivers, so perhaps are used to bridges impeding their course, getting in the way, if you will. But yeah, it does add a little bit of an added obstacle, makes you pay attention a little bit at the 1,000-meter mark, again, as we see, which is right by these bridges here. So the juniors earlier in the week did have to row through these bridges. I don't believe we had anybody hit any abutments, so they did a great job steering there.
Always a concern as personally as a coach that coaches on a lake. When you put your athletes on a river course that has these sort of structural challenges, that does add a little extra concern for your athletes. So happy to hear that there was a very well navigated junior regatta component.
Oh, absolutely. And here we go. I love being able to see all of the little paths steering off of the stake boats here. We'll give them a few strokes here to get through the breakage point. About 25 seconds in, and we are looking at lane 1, Chinook. And lane 4, Alexandria. Again, hard to miss in that bright neon against the gray. Those vivid colors just popping out at us, making it so easy to tell where Alexandria is. It's almost like they did that on purpose, so their fan base can see them from the shoreline here. Really helps. That bright pink.
It really does, Whitney, and I have to say this was always a mantra we had on the national team. Look good, feel good, row good. So maybe they are really embracing that neon pink to help them out. Not that they need it, but it is an extra bonus.
Absolutely. Well, looking good is half the battle, isn't it? So we have lane 1, again, Chinook, and then we will jump over to lane 4, Alexandria in the bright pink, and then lane 6, Texas Rowing Center, stroked by Rachel Brown, starting to make her way up into the top 3. There you go, lane 4. Look at the pickup here on the front end, too. Very interesting pickup on the front end in this Alexandria boat. It's almost like they're sitting up a little bit taller on the front end, not quite getting as much reach over the toes there, so maybe sitting up a little bit taller. Maybe they're going to row a little bit higher in the second half of this race here and focus a little bit more on the back end send. We'll see, though. That is just my very humble prediction here, looking at this Alexandria crew. But a little bit of a different style. It's kind of interesting to see the different styles that we do see out here coming down the course. Some are a little bit more focused on the front end, on the catches, some a little bit more focused on the back end. So very interesting to see. But clearly it is working here for Alexandria, stroked by Mary Caddo, because currently they are one of our leaders. But we are going to look over at lane 1, Chinook, stroked by Summer Landreth. Again, and then we will look at lane 2, Minneapolis Rowing Club, stroked by Gretchen Sage Martinson. And then all the way to the outside again, Texas Rowing Center, who I have no doubt we are going to see things from in just a little bit here, because they are definitely a second half crew. Texas never surprising us here with their tenacity in the second half. The only surprise we get is how fast they will really go. So it's very impressive to see this Texas crew coming down the course. And as we cross the 200 to go, we're still looking at Chinook as our current leader in lane 1. And the race for second is on between Minneapolis, Alexandria, and Texas Rowing Center. And just behind them, we will go to North Suburban Crew in lane 3 and CRIB, stroked by Camilla Sutter, in lane 5. This race really starting to shape up here. Here goes Texas. Just as predicted, kicking that rate up with absolute ferocity here, really chasing down Chinook, actually. I don't know if they'll have enough real estate to take the gold from them, but...
And a small crab in Minneapolis's boat that just slowed down their momentum towards Alexandria.
Heartbreak.
But good recovery in that cruise. They crossed the line.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Looks like we have Chinook in that gold medal position here. 3:32 on the clock, and then we'll go to Texas Rowing Center. 0.6 of a second just behind them, so incredibly close. And then we'll go to Alexandria for the bronze.